Hello everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy Wise. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to cut and sew this lovely gown you are seeing on your screen. So I'm going to be using this fabric in making this gown you are seeing. This is a crepe fabric and it actually stretches on one side, so it stretches on one side. So now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to be folding our fabric, and when folding our fabric, you have to identify the place that is stretchy. So this is the place that is stretchy, the part that is stretchy. So when I'm folding the fabric, I am going to fold my fabric going towards what? The side that is stretchy. So I folded my fabric into two. As you can see, we're going to be cutting the front part of this dress first before we move over to the back. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to fold in the pleats we have in front there, that box pleat that we're having in front. I've gone ahead to fold it out, and what I measured was 2 inches. So this is 2 inches, and I went ahead to iron it out just to have this crease line. So now all our measurements will be starting from this crease line that we have here. So I'm going to fold this in. So the length of this dress I'm working with is actually 59 inches. So what I have here is 60 inches. So I'm going to be exhausting the whole length of this fabric that I have here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be starting all my measurements from this point. So I'm using a white chalk because I don't want to have a colored chalk on this fabric. So I'm going to do all my best to ensure that I chalk it out well so that you're able to see what we are drafting. So now I'm going to be taking the shoulder measurement. So the shoulder is 15 inches. So 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5. So I'm coming over here to take the shoulder measurement, which is 7.5. So after taking the 7.5, I'm going to add an extra half an inch to it for joining on the shoulder point. So after adding an extra half an inch to it, I am going to come over to the bust point. So I'm going to be taking the chest line. So what I'm going to do is to divide the bust measurement. So the bust I'm working with is bust 46. So I'll divide bust 46 divided by 6 will give me 7.6, and I'll be adding an extra 1 inch to it. The reason I'm adding 1 inch to it is because I'm working with a bustic line. So I'm not going to be using 1.5. I'm just going to use 1 inch so that I don't have a very wide armhole. So from this shoulder point, I'll be taking 8.5 here. So I'm just going to go ahead and rule it out. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. So this is where I'm going to be taking my armhole from. So now I'm going to impute whatever measurement I have on the shoulder. Remember what we took for the shoulder was 7.5 and an extra half an inch for joining allowance. So now I am going to connect both points together this way. So after connecting it this way, the next thing I am going to do, I am going to be taking the neck width. So the neck width I'm working with is 3.5, and for the neck depth I am going to take 4 inches. So I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect this. You can as well use your free hand. So this is what we have. So after doing that, from this shoulder point, I'm going to come down with 1.25. This is 1.25, and I will connect it to the neck width. So after connecting it, this is what we have. So now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to the shoulder point. From the shoulder, I am going to be taking the waist measurement. So from the shoulder to the waist, what I have is 18.5. I'll connect it this way. This is where I have my 18.5. Let me chalk it out well so you can see what we have. So now after doing that, from the shoulder to the hip point, what I have is 27 inches, or rather what you can just do from this waistline, you go down with 9 inches. So I'm just going to come down with 9 inches from the waistline. So this is what we have, 9 inches from the waistline, and I will rule it out this way. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be imputing all our measurements. Remember I said I'll be exhausting the whole length of this fabric I am working with. So now the bust I am working with is bust 46. So 46 divided by 4 will give me 11.5. So this is 11.5. I'm going to mark out 11.5 and I'll be adding an extra 2 inches or 1.5 inch to it. So let me just go ahead and add 1.5 to it. This is 1.5. I'm going to come over to the waistline. So the waist I am working with is waist 39. I'm working with waist 39. So when I divide 39 into 4, I'll be having 9.75. Can you see it? 9.75. I'll go ahead and put it down, and don't forget I said I'll be adding 1.5 to it. So this 1.5 I'm adding, half inch is for ease and 1 inch is for the seam allowance. So remember, it's just a shift dress, it's not a very fitted dress. So I'm coming over to the hip point. So the hip I am working with is hip 44. So 44 divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. And I'm going to add 1.5 inch to it. I am going to measure out what I have here. So what I have here is 12.5 or 12.6. So that's what I'll be taking downward. I'll take the same measurement at the hem. So now I'll just go ahead and connect the lines that we have here. The points, all the points that we have, I'm going to be connecting it this way. So I've connected all the lines together. So now at this point, we're going to be connecting our armhole. So what I will do now is I'm going to come over to this armhole point and divide whatever I have. So whatever I have, I will mark at this midpoint here, and I'm going to be coming in with 0.5. And the next thing I'm going to do is to connect it to the shoulder point and create my armhole curve. So you just place your curve this way and connect it. So this is what we have. And now the next thing we have to do is to cut out what we have here. We're pretty much done with the front, so we'll cut it out and fold the back for us to cut out the back of this dress we're working with. So guys, I folded my fabric into two. Can you see? I folded it into two, and we're going to be cutting the back. So this is the back and this is the front. I've already gone ahead to draw the zipper allowance line. So this is it, and what I have here is 1.5. So now I'm going to place the front at the back this way on that zipper allowance line. So here is what I'm going to do. I am going to extend the waistline and the hip line. So I'm extending the waistline from the front, I'm taking it to the back, and the hip line as well. So on this waistline, I'm going to come in with 0.75. Can you see it? I'm going to mark out 0.75, and I'll just go ahead and connect it upward this way. So this is just to eliminate that back bulging that we'll have at the back. So I'll just take it this way. So now I am going to extend it to the hip point here this way, just as you see me doing. So I'll just extend it this way. So I'm going to be cutting this off. So now for the neckline still remains the same. So I'm just going to come down with 1 inch at the back. Now I am going to cut out the neckline for the back this way, and I will take it down to the shoulder slope and to the armhole. So this is what we have for this dress. We're almost done with the cutting of this particular dress that we are making. Okay guys, so at this point we are going to be taking the sleeve measurement. So the sleeve I'm working with is 9 inches. So I will come over here and put 9 inches. I'll be taking 9.5 actually, because we'll need half an inch to join it to the shoulder. So I'll just go ahead and mark out 9.5 this way. 9.5, and I'll rule it out. So I'm going to be adding an extra 1.5 to it. 1.5 to it. We're going to be doing a turn up sleeve. So I'll just go ahead and mark out the 1.5, and I'll connect what we have. So now to get the cap height, you're going to divide your bust measurements divided by 12 plus 1. It will give you your cap height. So I've done that already. So I'm going to be using 4.8. So this is what I'll be using for the cap height. So after marking it out, I am going to connect what we have. So now at this point, I'm going to place my ruler this way and connect what I have. After connecting it, I've already taken my measurements, what we took. Remember what we took for the armhole was our bust divided by 6 plus 1. So what we had was 8.5 or 8.6 rather. So I went ahead to add 1 extra inch to it. So that is how I got this measurement that I have here. So what I need is 9.6, and this is it. So that is how I got this measurement. So now I am just going to connect what I have here. So place my tape this way and mark out what I have. So whatever it is I have, I am going to divide it into 2. After dividing it into 2, I'm going to get my curve ruler. So I actually have a tutorial on how to draft out a basic sleeve. So instead of me just going over every detail of it again, I'm just going to rush it up. If you want to know how to draft a basic sleeve, kindly check it out on my channel. It's actually very simple and easy. Watch it so you understand better how to draft this basic sleeve that we are working with here. So now I'm going to place my round armhole here, and I will connect it and cut it out. So I'll be cutting for both sleeve that we are making. So the round armhole I'm working with is 16 inches. So I'm coming over here to mark 8 inches, and I'll be adding 1 extra inch for seam allowance, and I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So guys, now that we have all our pieces ready, so the next thing we're going to be doing is to join all our fabrics together. So now I've also gone ahead to cut out the facing for the front, and this is the facing for the back. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to be starting with the front of the dress we're making. Remember, we're going to be having a pleat of 2 inches at the front. So I'm going to place my fabric this way. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm placing it this way. We already have our crease line here. So we're going to be sewing the 2 inches that we marked out on this fabric. This is the 2 inches. Can you see? This is the 2 inches. So I'm going to be sewing it down from the top to the bottom. So after sewing it down, that is when I am going to sew my facing on it. So I'll do this for the front, and I'll be putting the facing for the back as well. So after joining the neckline, this is what we have. I've also gone ahead to use hemming gum on it. So this is what we have. So after I joined the neckline with the facing, I went ahead to press down these 2 inches that we added here. So you're just going to use your iron to press it down. So this is what we have. So now for the back, I've also gone ahead to join the facing, and I joined the back, the center back together. So at this point, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be placing both front and the back together. I am going to be joining the shoulders. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be using this back to turn the front shoulder, just the way you see me doing it. So I'm just going to place it this way in between, and I will sew down using 1/2 inch, and I'll be doing the same thing for the other side. So when I'm done with this, I am going to be joining the side. So the allowance that was added to this dress, don't forget, was 1.5, 1/2 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'll be joining the sides using 1 inch. So guys, after joining the side, this is what we have. I've also gone ahead to weave on it, and I have pressed it with my pressing iron. So this is what I did to the side. If you look at the picture very well, you discover that the both sides have an opening. So I've gone ahead to open it. So I opened it with about 17.5 inches. So that's what I have here, 17 inches. Can you see it? 17 inches. So I did it on both sides, and I used hemming gum to attach it this way, to fold it in. Can you see it? To make it very neat. So now at this point, the next thing we are going to do, we are going to be fixing the sleeves. Like I said, I have a video on my channel on how to sew a turn-up sleeve. So this is what we have. I will not be going over it again. So I'm going to be fixing the sleeve on both sides this way, and when I finish fixing the sleeve, I will fold the hem. So now I'm going to be working with this button. If you look at the picture has button to it. So I went ahead to make this cover button that will be attaching to it. So I'll just go ahead and attach it this way, and after attaching it, I'll show you what this gown is looking like on the mannequin. So guys, here's the final outcome of our dress. Can you see how lovely it is looking? It's actually a very simple dress. It's a shift dress actually. It's not so fitted and not so loose on my client. So this is a turn up sleeve. Like I said, I have a video on my channel already on how to draft and sew a turn up sleeve, so you can actually check it out if you don't know how to make a turn up sleeve. So it's actually very straightforward and easy to make. So this is the final outcome of the dress we have been working with. So if you find this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to hit on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share this video, make your comment. Till our next tutorial again, I'll be doing something nice. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.